How's it going, everybody? Week 2 of the NFL season is just around the corner. We had a great finish to week 1. Well, we had a great week 1 in general. It was what we expected. There were not a lot of huge upsets last week, but there were some worth noting. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the last week. Now, as you'll see here, I went 10-6 last week. I missed my first 3 games, and I believe I got the next 9. And then I went 1-3 in the latter of the games on the weekend. So I think I did alright, 10-6. It's not a bad way to start the season. I could always do better, but I'm feeling alright with how I did. So a couple big upsets from last week were not big, but a couple upsets from last week were the Carolina Panthers losing to the Denver Broncos. I thought, Graham Gano was going to sink that field goal and Carolina was going to come away with the win, but it did not end up happening. And so Broncos pulled away with the win, even with Trevor Siemian starting as their quarterback. So I applaud the Broncos for that, and their defense stepped up when it mattered most. And then another upset that I want to point out, and I have a crazy thought about this one. The Patriots went over the Cardinals. Now, I can't be the only one that expected the Cardinals to absolutely wipe the floor in this game. I thought Jimmy Garoppolo was going to be who everyone thought he was going to be, and he was definitely not that. I mean, he went above and beyond, and I honestly think that, and here's my crazy thought, he could potentially, if he wins the next 3 games, it would be awesome if he overtook Tom Brady's starting job. Not likely to happen, but it would be awesome if it did happen. Again, the Patriots won, and a third upset of the week, the 49ers and the way they beat the Rams. I thought the 49ers were just, because of all the controversy around the flag and stuff. I don't want to talk about it, but I thought they were just gonna lose just because of that thought. It was controversy, but Blaine Gabbert played a fantastic game, and really everyone played a fantastic game for the 49ers. Everything was clicking, and they beat the Rams 28-0. I was definitely surprised. Alright, now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this segment, the picks, what you all came here for. This week, we got some pretty good games. Every week has good games. I'm stupid. But, now the first game we're going to look at here is the Jets and the Bills. Now, the Jets lost last week at home to the Bengals. I predicted that one right. They just lost by 1 point. It's worse to lose by 1 point, and to know you had a shot, than to lose by 50. At least you didn't have a shot. The Jets did have a chance, but they couldn't come through. The Bills lost to the Ravens, which I was surprised. The Ravens haven't been the real Ravens the past couple seasons. I thought they were going to continue to be that team, but they're showing that they might not be. That said, I am going to pick the Jets in this one. The Bills' offense just did not look good last week, and the Jets have a solid defense, and I think the Jets are going to take this one. The next game, the Cincinnati Bengals had the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go ahead and pick Pittsburgh in this one. Cincinnati let the Jets play close to them last week, and I really don't have that much faith in the Bengals D, even though they do have some solid defensive players, and some could be stars in the future, but the Steelers are just too high-powered on offense. I gotta pick the Steelers. The next game, we have the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. The Browns are the worst team in the league. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it now. The worse than the Jaguars, Titans, whoever. They are the worst team in the league. RG3's hurt already, which is just... Well, what else did you expect? I'm going to go ahead and pick the Ravens this one. Solid win over the Bills last week. Alright, next game we have the Cowboys at the Redskins. I'm going to pick the Redskins. I never pick the Cowboys. I don't care if I get the game wrong. The Cowboys and the Browns should go 0-16 this year. I mean, it's not that I don't like the Cowboys. It's just they never seem to do well when I think they're going to win the game. And I'm gonna pick Washington in this one, even though they did lose by a solid margin to Pittsburgh. All right, Tennessee Titans at Detroit Lions. Detroit surprised me with that win over Indianapolis last week. Their offense, even without Calvin Johnson, still put up high numbers. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Lions in this one. All right, the Kansas City Chiefs at the Houston Texans. The Chiefs just escaped the Chargers in overtime last week, and the Texans defeated the Bears, even though they were down at halftime. And you know I'm a Bears fan. So I'm going to go ahead and pick the Texans in this one. They are at home, and Brock Osweiler showed that he can actually play. So I'm going to pick the Texans. Alright, here we go. The Miami Dolphins at the New England Patriots. This should almost be a no-brainer. The Dolphins almost beat the Seahawks last week. And the Patriots showed that even without Tom Brady, they're still a great team. And I'm picking the Patriots. Even though I don't really like the Patriots, they are going to win this game. Alright, the New Orleans Saints at the New York Giants. Last year, this game was just a shootout. 52-49, I believe the Saints won. Eli Manning had 7 passing touchdowns. I believe Drew Brees had at least 6. He might have had 7 too. But I think this is going to end up the same way. I think it's going to be a high-scoring shootout, and I think the Giants are going to take this one. Alright, the next game, the 49ers at the Panthers. I've picked a lot of home teams this week, and I'm going to continue to do that. I think the Panthers are going to win this one. Now, it might be a close one, though. The 49ers show that they can play even with all the things going on. So, I'm going to pick the Panthers. We have the Seahawks at the Rams. I'm going to go ahead and pick the Seahawks in this one. The Rams got crushed by the 49ers. So, if the 49ers get blown out this week, it shows you how bad the Rams are if they lose. So, I'm going to pick the Seahawks in this one. We have the Bucks at the Cardinals. And the Cardinals, I thought, did not play well last week. Now, I'm not saying Jimmy Garoppolo is a bad quarterback, but you would think that they wouldn't allow him to score 23 points on them. And I'm going to pick the Buccaneers in this one. Might be an upset. Alright, we have the Falcons and the Raiders. The Raiders are a very much improved team, and I think they could possibly be a playoff contender this year. So I'm going to pick the Raiders in this one. The Colts and the Broncos. Sorry about that. Colts and Broncos. Now last week the Broncos got lucky with that missed field goal by Graham Gano. I really think that they did get lucky. Trevor Siemian did play well in his first start though, and I think that's something that the Broncos can look forward to. And the Colts defense was absolutely atrocious last week. It was kind of an embarrassment to lose the way they did, and Andrew Luck looks like he's okay, but their defense is just not where it needs to be, and the Broncos are going to win this one. Now we have the Jaguars and the Chargers. The Jaguars actually held tight with the Packers last week. They couldn't get it on 4th and 1, which would have given them a chance to get a TD and win the game. And the Chargers lost a tight one against the Chiefs. And I'm going to pick the Chargers in this one. The Chargers competed with a good Chiefs team, and I think the Chargers are going to win again. Alright, now we have the Packers at the Vikings. The Packers played well last week against the Jaguars, and the Jaguars showed that they could be a better team than a lot of people think they will be. And the Vikings played a lot better than I thought they would too. Even though I picked them to win, I thought it would be much more low scoring and a lot closer. But no, in the second half, they scored 25 points in the win against the Titans. And Sean Hill showed that he may be old, but he can play. Having said all that, though, I want to pick the Packers. The Packers One of, if not the best team in the AFC North right now. So I'm gonna pick the Packers. As a Bears fan, I hate saying that. Sorry, I get nauseous. Final game of the week. Speaking of the Bears, we have the Eagles at the Bears. Now I'm picking the Bears in this one, but listen, it's not just because I'm a Bears fan. It's because last week, it's just that one the thing with the Bears is just that one thing that they do wrong that completely changes the game. The Eagles do not have a good secondary, but when you're facing the Browns, of course, you wouldn't know that. But the Eagles have a depleted secondary, and the Bears love to throw the ball with Alshon Jeffrey, Kevin White, and Eddie Royal, and Zach Miller, their tight end. So I'm gonna pick Chicago in this one. But Carson Wentz, he could be a rising star. I think this will be a high-scoring one, but I'm gonna pick the Bears in this one, and I'm saying the Bears will win the game 24 to, I said high scoring. How about 31 to 24? Alright, thank you all for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Check out my college football videos on this channel, and I will see you guys next week.